Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome into today's daily Bible reading for June the 24th. Today we are reading together the 76th Psalm. Psalm 76 has been given the title in my Bible, God the Powerful Judge. A couple of resources I looked at and also refer to this as the Lion of Judah Psalm, because it is God on the prowl. It is God showing his power and showing his strength, possibly alluding to a specific event, but also then taking a step back and looking at the powerful judgment of God from a more holistic standpoint, from a cosmic worldview, we might say. The superscription in my Bible, and in probably most of your Bibles, reads, "For the choir director with stringed instruments, a psalm of Asaph, a song." The Septuagint, the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, adds some historical context to this, refers to this psalm as the Song of the Assyrians, which leads some to believe that maybe the historical context, the historical inspiration for this psalm was the text that we read about historically in 2 Kings chapters 18 and 19, and also what is alluded to in the prophet Isaiah whenever Sennacherib and his Assyrian army come to lay siege on Jerusalem. Come to lay siege on Jerusalem, and after him and what's the name? Rekshaba, something like that. Now I need to look. The speaker for the king of Assyria. See, I wrote his name down. Whenever he starts speaking very boastfully against Israel and against Yahweh, well, things don't. Rabshakeh, there we go, Rabshakeh. Whenever he speaks very boldly and arrogantly against Yahweh, well, that's whenever Yahweh sends his angel and he does what he does against the Assyrian army overnight. So maybe that's the historical background that the first 6 verses focuses on. And then, like I said, beginning of verse number 7, we kind of take a step back. We're going to see God's judgments from a larger perspective, a cosmic perspective. So let me get the text on the screen for us. We'll read along together here in Psalm number 76, God the Powerful Judge. Again, as I mentioned, some refer to this as the Lion of Judah Psalm. Psalm 76, verse number 1, God is known in Judah. His name is great in Israel. His tent is in Salem, his dwelling place in Zion. There he shatters the bows, flaming arrows, the shield, the sword, and the weapons of war. Selah. You are resplendent and majestic coming down from the mountains of prey, or the everlasting mountains, depending on your translation. The brave-hearted have been plundered. They have slipped into their final sleep. None of the warriors was able to lift a hand. At your rebuke, God of Jacob, both chariots and horse lay still. And you are to be feared. When you are angry, who can stand before you? From heaven you pronounced judgments. The earth feared and grew quiet. When God rose up to judge and to save all the lowly of the earth, Selah. Even the human wrath will praise you. You will clothe yourself with the wrath that remains. Make and keep your vows to Yahweh your God. Let all who are around him bring tribute to the awe-inspiring one. He humbles the spirit of leaders. He is feared by the kings of the earth. Psalm number 76. Again, God, the powerful judge. The first 6 verses seem to be praising God for a past deliverance, something that has already taken place. Again, it's quite possible, given the language here, that this might be referring to the events of Sennacherib's invasion of Jerusalem by his Assyrian army after having already taken out the northern portion of the tribes, Israel. Those 10 tribes, they've now made their way down into the lower 2 tribes of Judah and Jerusalem, and they are not successful because God is with those who are in Jerusalem at that time. And we see that here. God is known in Judah. He is known in Judah for so long in the tribes of Israel. During the time of the divided kingdom, there was not this knowledge of God. They pursued paganism, and they did not seek to love God and to know him and to serve him loyally. But that's not true for Judah. God is known in Judah. They know his power. They know his ability to deliver. They know also his law, and they seek to serve him, and at least to a much better extent than those in the northern tribes. His name is great in Israel. In fact, not just known, but it is great. Two things: his tent is in Solomon, his dwelling place in Zion. There's some parallelism going on here in the first verse. He is known in Judah. God is known. His name is great in Israel. Judah and Israel there, they are being used interchangeably. The same thing I believe is true for Solomon and Zion. Solomon is the original name for Jerusalem. Remember that Melchizedek was said to be a king and a priest of Solomon. So Jerusalem is the place being referred to here. So he is known. He dwells there. His presence is there. And what does he do? What do they see this great God do? They see him shattering the bows, flaming arrows, the shield, the sword, the weapons of war. Here, again, quite possibly is the allusion to the angel just completely wiping out all of Sennacherib's army. God shows his great power over human warriors. So with this being the case, we see that Yahweh is said to be resplendent, which is a word we probably don't use very much. He is majestic in what he does. This is said as he comes down from the mountains of prey, or comes down from the everlasting mountain, as he shows his power as displayed on the earth. Well, what does that look like? Well, it looks like the brave-hearted are plundered. The bravest of warriors are plundered. They slipped into their final sleep. They're killed. They're destroyed. None of the warriors are even able to lift a hand. They are completely powerless against the strength of God. No human enemy can stand against the great Yahweh. At your rebuke, God of Jacob, which is something we've seen already in some of Asaph's Psalms. Back in Psalm 75 and verse 9, Yahweh is referred to that as the God of Jacob. Here he's referred to the God of Jacob as the God of Jacob again. And he says, both chariot and horse lay still. Both chariot and horse are cast into the sea. Maybe an allusion here to the Exodus events, Exodus chapter 15 and verses 1 and 4. So there's certainly some past historical events that the author is drawing on as he is writing about God's power in these particular moments. But as is so often the case, God's power in a particular moment is just a microcosm, is just a small example of the larger picture of what God is able to accomplish and will accomplish. In fact, here's the emphatic, you are to be feared. When you are angry, who can stand before you? When you proclaim judgment, who can say anything against that? From heaven you pronounce judgment. And guess what? The entire earth feared and grew quiet. When you rose to judge, again, judging the wicked, there's also here God saving all the lowly of the earth. So we're not looking at something here very narrowly. We're looking at big picture here. God rises to judge the wicked, and he's rising also to save the lowly. We see both of those realities whenever it comes to the character and the justice of God. Even human wrath will praise you. You will clothe yourself with the wrath that remains. God can use anything for his good and for his glory. Even human wrath, which is seen against him, is used for his glory, because he shows how it is nothing before him. I can't help but think of Psalm number 2. In Psalm number 2, we have this picture of those on the earth rising up against God. Why do the nations rage and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth take their stand, and the rulers conspire together against Yahweh and his anointed one. Let us tear off their chains and throw their ropes off of us. The one enthroned in heaven laughs, and the Lord ridicules them. He uses their wrath even for his glory. Their wrath, their effort, their effort to stand against him just shows how great he is, as he just barely blows and they are knocked down and destroyed. So based on this, based upon God's severity, based upon his kindness, references there to Psalm 9, based upon the kindness and severity of God, kindness to those who believe, and severity toward the unbelieving, severity towards those who try to stand against him, severity towards those who are arrogant against him, severity towards those who rebel against him and reject him. based on all this, here's the instruction of Asaph. Make and keep your vows to Yahweh your God. Let all who are around him bring tribute to the awe-inspiring one. Show your loyalty. Show your loyalty to him. Show your deference to him. Show that you revere him for who he is, both in a single moment and on a small, somewhat small scale in a single battle or a single event. And then also what he's going to do at the end, whenever all are judged, both wicked and good. He humbles the spirit of the leaders, and he is feared by the kings of the earth. No one is able to stand against him. No one, no, not one can stand against him. Again, going back to what is said in the middle of the psalm, the brave-hearted have been plundered. The bravest enemies are plundered. None of the warriors was able to lift a hand. Not a single hand can be lifted against God. The kings of the earth fear him. He humbles the spirits of the leaders. And friends, we need to make sure that we are on the right side of God's severity and kindness. We need to have it said about us that we know him, that his name is great among us, that as his presence dwells among us, as being his temple today, that we see his greatness. We are able to experience his kindness through our loyalty and through our faithfulness. And we beg those, we implore those who stand as enemies today to repent and to turn from him, so that they do not suffer the great punishment that he most certainly will inflict on the last day. So here we see not only the judgment of God in a moment, but also the judgment of God on a grand cosmic scale. God, he is the powerful judge. If you have any questions or comments about Psalm number 76, please feel free to leave that in the comment section below. And I do appreciate you taking some time reading along with me on this Monday as we have our special series of studies this week with Wilson Adams. It just happens to be that our schedule here has us for 4 Psalms this week. So we're going to have a little bit of a different schedule. We will read today and tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday. We will take Wednesday off, and then we'll read again Thursday and Friday. So we'll do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday this week. So be on the lookout for those readings. If you're following on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever these videos go live each of these days throughout the week and each of the days moving forward as well. Again, thanks so much for tuning in today. I want to wish a very happy birthday to our good brother, Harrison Schaefer, today, the big 8-5. It was fun being able to sing happy birthday with everybody for him yesterday, and also for Jackson and Vivian as well. A very happy birthday today to our good brother, Harrison. Hope you have a great day, brother. Thanks again for tuning in today. Looking forward to seeing everybody tonight as we continue our studies with Wilson Adams. Hope that anyone who is in the Loudoun area can join us at 7 o'clock, or you can also tune in here on Facebook or YouTube, or I guess here on, not on these pages, but on our church page, on the Loudoun Church of Christ pages on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in for those studies as well. Again, thanks for tuning in. Have a great Monday. See y'all tonight. And we'll be back at it again, reading tomorrow from Psalm 77, Confidence in a Time of Crisis. Look forward to reading that with you then. Take care and God bless.